Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Thursday, July 7th, 2022. Today, the closing arguments or summations in U.S. versus Joshua Schulte, the CIA Vault 7 Wikileaks alleged leaks case. Yesterday, both sides rested. The government rested quite early on, and then Schulte called 3 witnesses. One was a paralegal from the federal defenders, to whom he'd given his text, Malware of the Mind. The idea being that he never intended to give it to the public, only to his lawyers at the federal defender. 2 CIA witnesses, the second of which was more interesting. Dave, his name was, no last name. Dave downloaded Stash, the program, to an external hard drive that he put in the drawer of his desk, and he doesn't know where it went. Did he leak it? I don't know. He also took control of Joshua Schulte's machine virtually. So there was that. And then there was the charging conference, and that's actually what I want to briefly focus on, because the government's claim is that you can still be guilty under the Espionage Act, even for transferring information that's already public, as long as the government hadn't made it public. So, for example, and this apparently took place in a closed conference. Judge Fruman said this happened. I shouldn't probably say it. I'm glad he did say it, because in this closed conference, he asked the government if a journalist in the courtroom heard Schulte say something that the journalist realized was national defense information but thought it was in the public interest to report, would reporting it violate the Espionage Act? And apparently, the assistant U.S. attorneys said yes. This is highly troubling. One other thing on SDNY. Igor Fruman, a co-defendant of Lev Parnas, was sentenced to a year and a day, but served only 50 days. He got under furlough and then home incarceration. It's nice to be compassionate, but it should be done equally. Now, I want to turn to the United Nations, because you'd think, and I've seen, and as I've covered this case, people citing to the Refugee Convention, and Snowden didn't want to hack the UN in Geneva, and people are glad when a single UN expert supports them. The UN doesn't care about freedom of the press. That I can say on personal knowledge. They had Inner City Press roughed up, thrown out, and still banned. And we had Quinn Emanuel, a major law firm, write to them pro bono. No answer at all. You know why? Because unlike every other litigant, they don't have to answer. Immunity.